YouthWorks started about 15 years ago as a music and mechanical workshop, and it's evolved over the years into what's now known as Best YouthWorks. It's sponsored or organised by Best Community Development. The program caters for 16 to 19-year-olds primarily, disengaged young people who've been either socially or educationally disengaged. So kids who are at risk of being homeless on the streets, kids who have not found mainstream education to be right for them for whatever reason, for a whole range of reasons, and for whom there is no other place in the educational landscape. So here they come and they can do an equivalent Year 10 qualification called a Foundation VCAL, which for kids who haven't been to school, a lot of them since Year 7 or Year 8, it's a pathway back into mainstream education because it allows them then to go on to a TAFE arena and do a pre-apprenticeship or to get an apprenticeship, which is something that would be not possible for them without a Year 10 qualification. When they come, the Foundation VCAL is comprised of a Certificate 1 in Work Education, which is their ticket back into formal schooling, but as part of that, they do a Certificate 1 in furniture making, and they also do a Certificate 1 in automotive. We also have a welding section where they can learn how to weld. We do some artwork, and we also have a music facility. We open our doors at 8:30, and we're open for business by way of providing breakfast for kids, because quite a few of them don't actually eat before they get here. We also have a community-based project which we do every year. This year we're making chairs, so little toddlers' chairs, and we've got camels, we've got ducks, we've got all sorts of shapes as the backs of the chairs, so the kids each have to make one of those chairs, and that's by way of making sure that the kids acknowledge that they have to give something back to the community, as well as the community giving them another chance to make a change in their lives. We think Best YouthWorks is important because it fills a niche need in the community, because for these kids there is nowhere else for them to go. So if they weren't here, they would be, and to quote one kid, he said, YouthWorks has turned my life around. He said, basically, I was just a street rat. I just used to run around the streets causing havoc. The staff here work here because they believe in the program, and because we can see day by day the difference that we make. The most powerful thing that I've had happen to me since I started here was last November, when we had our graduation day, and I had a mum who came up to me and put her arms around me and say, "Thank you." And I said, "What for?" And she said, "For giving me back my son." And that's why we're all here. And it wasn't me who gave her back her son, it was the program and the staff here and the other kids. So that's why we do it. Some days you think, am I making a difference? Because, you have your really difficult days. Each day there is always something that reminds you that, yes, you do make a difference. And even if it's just a conversation with a kid that you couldn't have held five weeks ago, or even 2 days ago, because something that has happened here, or the way we treat kids here has made a difference to the way that they understand that there are different ways of being treated than some of the ways in which they're used to being treated. Because we only have 2 rules here: honesty and respect. And we tell the kids, you get what you give here. If you give us respect, we'll give it back to you, and we will treat you with respect, and hopefully then we'll get it back. And we find that they respond to that. Sometimes they have their own difficulties that get in the way, but at the end of the day, if you sit down and say, what's all this about, then they understand that it is about respect, and it is about honesty and treating people with dignity and decency. And if you treat kids like that, then ultimately, while there are a few bumps along the way, they do respond to that.